Hey guys, WRLD-EATR here. Today I'm starting a new segment called Know Your Heroes, and I'm going to be interviewing Antomanz. How are you doing today, Anto?
I'm pretty good. The day goes all right for me. I hope everyone is also having a good time.
Nice, nice.
And yeah.
So, what's your name, Anto? If you don't mind me asking.
So, that's a great first question. So my name is Antomanz. It's actually the first four letters of my first name and the first four letters of my surname. And that's something that actually used to be my login a million years ago, back when I went to school for my computer. That's the login they gave me. And I kind of forgot about it, and then 100 million years later I started using it as my internet pseudonym, whatever. So that's the story of my username. It's Anto, stands for Antonio, which is my name essentially. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. I honestly, I saw your name. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's such a cool name. Because whenever I saw it, I'm like, how did he come up with Antomanz? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Not
cool that
a
it's
lot
like a
of people
personal
know.
connection to you.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's something that goes way back, and it's kind of random, but kind of not random, and it's just kind of free flowing in a way. It can fit into my name because it kind of is my name. My username is my name. It's just the secret version of it, I suppose.
That's pretty sick. So, where are you
Yeah.
from?
So, I'm from Brazil originally, born and raised there.
Oh, wow.
I'm also half Italian. Although I never lived in Italy, I don't speak the best Italian. I can speak a little bit. I'd say I grew up mostly in Europe, between the UK, Switzerland, France as well. That's where I kind of have my memories growing up, but originally from Brazil, will always be Brazilian. And yeah, my English accent is really from nowhere. You're not gonna guess where it's from because it's very difficult. It's kind of like an international kind of accent. And I think that's because when I went to school, it would be always an international school. So it wouldn't be necessarily an American or English, British. It would just be kind of like the English language that I would learn. So I'm from Brazil, essentially, yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. I didn't know you were part Italian. That's awesome. You're from Brazil.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know any other languages. I hardly know any. I'm half Hispanic, and I know a little bit of, or I'm half Hispanic. I guess whatever. I'm Hispanic. I hardly know any Spanish. So when people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, man," and they ask me questions in Spanish because I live in South Texas,
Yeah.
I'm just there like I'm Hispanic, but I don't know really what you're talking about.
I mean,
But that's
technically,
cool.
you speak American, you speak Australian, you speak British. There's many languages you could potentially speak where it's just English, but if you have your pronunciation, you could potentially, I suppose.
Nice. So, how did you find Bit Heroes?
So, this is how I think it was a long time ago. I was playing whatever game on my phone. Don't remember if it was Pokemon Go or something like that, or I was on the App Store and I saw an ad for it. And the only reason I downloaded this, and I think Go Muddy, shout out to Go, he was like this. The only reason I downloaded this game was because I saw a pizza little floating thing, which I found out later there was a pizza pet cosmetic. That is the only reason I downloaded this game.
That's
And
funny.
to this day, I still don't think I have that cosmetic. I'm gonna have to check, but I still think the only reason I downloaded this game was to acquire this pizza pet, and I don't think I still have it to this day. I think I still have not managed to roll for it. So there goes RNG for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's no way you
Yeah.
don't have that pizza pet. There's
I don't
no
know. Maybe
way.
I do. I'll have to check later and see.
When
Yeah.
I had first discovered this game, I just want to throw it out there. I was playing this game called, I think, Pixel Dungeon, and I was like, man, this game's cool. I want to see if there's anything else like 8-bit style or something like that,
Yeah.
so I can try to play a game similar to it. And then I saw Bit Heroes, and I was like, it seems pretty cool. So I just downloaded it because it seemed kind of similar to Pixel Dungeon just by the pictures, but it looked a little different as well. So I was like, maybe I'll like this one more. So I downloaded it because of that. But how did you become so fascinated with the game? Like, what made you stay?
Or made me stick very much. Ooh, that's hard. I think I'd say mainly was when I started playing the game. I've only ever been active playing in 3 guilds and a 4th guild where just kind of when I took a break from the game.
You took how long was your break?
was around 8, 9 months. It was during tier 13.
Oh wow. I think I
think
had
so,
the
tier
same
13,
break as
14,
you. I think
yeah.
everyone had a break around that time for some reason.
Had a break at some point, and it's not
Yeah.
usually because of game read. It's usually like real life.
I feel you. I feel you. So, did you think you'd be playing this long, and how long have you been playing? Oh, I think we lost your audio there, Anto. Can you hear me? Let's see if we can reconnect
Testing.
real quick. There you go. Say
1,
something.
2, 3.
Nice,
Can you hear me
nice. I
now?
lost you there for a second. I'm not sure if you
Alright.
heard my question, but I asked you, how long have you been playing, and did you think you'd be playing this long?
So I didn't think I'd be.
Oh, I think we lost you again. Here, let's try this connection one more time. Go ahead and leave the call, and I'll call you right back. All right, testing, testing. Can you hear me?
1, 2, 3. I can hear you very well.
Nice, nice. All right, go ahead.
So going back to the question, why did I become fascinated / why, how long I've been playing, and did I think I'd play this long? So I didn't think I'd play this long um, when I first started the game. There's a lot of factors that kind of made me stay, which was obviously the community of people that I joined. They joined the alliance, they picked me up, and then the guild I was originally with, they became actually a sub of LOLs. So I met some awesome people doing voice chats and stuff, and just kind of like the community made me stay. But this style of game is 100% up my alley. It's like the grind. And I'm sure people that played RuneScape, Diablo, all these kinds of
Yeah.
like, wow.
I love the grind.
Yeah, you're gonna love the status, the dopamine you get from getting that shiny item. It's like, wow.
It's
And
so
then you
weird,
move on
right?
and grind the next item. Yeah, it's the kind of style of game they just like kind of love to get all the items, get exactly what you want. So you have your own goals. You might have in-game goals that you chase after. But I think the reason I've been playing this long is because I love the community. I love the game itself, and yeah, I want to kind of give back what I've been given that helped me stay and enjoy the game as much as I did. Yeah.
The community is honestly my favorite part as well. The community, the style, honestly, just about everything in this game I really like so much. But you were mentioning goals. Do you have any main goals in Bit Heroes right now?
So I've recently hit a bunch of goals at the moment.
We've noticed.
I would say, yeah. So level 1000, figuring out cosmetic, beating invasion, getting ancient dungeons first. So a lot of goals have been hit. I would say in-game goals, not a lot at the moment. But outside the game, related to the game, I'd want to obviously create more videos, such as yourself, stream maybe a bit more, just kind of like interact more with the community, do a couple more things. That's not just playing the game itself, because I've done a lot of that already. I don't need to play the game as much right now, so I can enjoy this break to kind of wait until the new tier, make guides, help people out where people might need help, and yeah, those are my current goals, I think, at the moment.
That's pretty cool. I also have a similar goal with content, like you said. I really want to try to push more content out so we can have more people, I guess, learn more about the game, get closer as a community, and I guess just help each other out just by learning the stuff that they see from our videos. I have a bunch of goals similar to the ones that you just met as well. Honestly, huge congrats to hitting 1,000. For all of y'all that don't know, Antomanz hit 1,000 recently, and I think he's only the third person already to hit 1K. And honestly, he's a pretty strong player, man. You better watch out if you see him in PvP. But let's go on to that next question. What's your favorite set that has been released to date, and why?
That is a horrible question you asked me. I gotta like dig deep into my brain. So there's a few sets, and I think mostly DPS sets, because originally I did start off as a DPS player, and it's kind of like what I loved. So I think it's hard to say, but my top 3 favorite sets I think would be Merciless sets, like close ranked. I got my favorite one, which will surprise everyone. So Merciless set was an awesome set. It had an overkill mechanic where you killed someone and it carried on to the next person. and that allowed you to do some really crazy fun things. So
It
you could
was
go
so
into
good.
Gauntlet. Yeah, you could one-shot the first mob, and then everyone else would die instantly. You would just clear it instantly. So Merciless was awesome set. Another one that I enjoyed was obviously when I first got Starweave. I ran the build that everyone was running, which was Arsenal and Oscillation. I forgot the name of the
Yeah,
set.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was a fun set. You just like basically a lot of multi-hits, a lot of pet damage, and that was a really fun set. But actually, my favorite set in the game was actually the first set I ever got as free-to-play. Represent.
What was it?
Featherfall set.
No
It was
way!
Featherfall set.
Really?
Because that just like I didn't need anything. I was like, all right, it's all in one place. I grind it, and it's all the 6 pieces here. I don't have to think of anything else. And it wasn't a terrible set. It was a good set. It just all the sets were slightly better.
At
But
the
I could
time, it
clear-
was pretty good.
It was good. I could clear any content with Featherfall set, and honestly, that was a really fun set because I could just use it tier, next tier, the next tier. That was my first set I used it for quite a long time, and yeah, I would say that's surprisingly my favorite set. I don't love the skills of it. The cosmetics are quite cool, but that is actually my favorite set, I think. Yeah.
That's crazy. I would never have expected that to be your favorite set. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The one cool thing about the sets from Expedition and Invasion and stuff like that is that you could always mix and match them. Like, let's say you have a tier. Let's say you're in tier 8 and you go to tier 9.
Exactly.
You can pretty much have your tier 8, and if you can just replace it with a tier 9. So it's pretty cool to have if you really want to rock sets going up and you don't want to have to try to get specific ones. It's cool. But yeah, it was really good back then. I'm surprised that you were a DPS from the start. That's what's really surprising me, honestly, because you're
Always DPS,
pretty
yeah.
great bait, man. You're awesome.
I try.
Well, you hit the mark, that's for sure. So here's a really big question. What is your opinion on the state of the game?
So, state of the game at the moment, I think honestly it's in as best of a state that it's ever been. The core mechanics of the game have not changed. It's always been that same old. In terms of you still gotta grind through your items, your familiars, there's just new stuff to grind, there's augments. But in terms of quality of life changes, there's been so many good things, like when your energy resets to full when you level up, or there's a rerun button. It's the small things that kind of like make the game so much more like polished. Still lots of room for improvement, specifically around the shop area, and it being a little bit more consistent, I think. But the state of the game is good.
It's fun. Honestly, I think right now compared to like a year ago when I had stopped playing, I love the game so much more. I don't know what was going on a year ago because I can't really remember. I just remember it not being as enjoyable as it is now. Now that I'm back, I love the game so much, and I know I said this in the previous segment, but it's a great game, and they are making it better, especially with the quality of life differences that they're making. The shop again does need a small tweak, and I do think maybe the devs need to just, I don't know, hear us out a little bit more. But I mean, they're doing a great job, and I think it's pretty great. I love the way the game's coming along. A few things came out a little busted, but they are trying to fix them, and that's all that matters. As long as they're trying to fix them, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and to build on that in terms of the state of the game, I think the community itself, there's always going to be things they're going to obviously complain about, that it's not perfect, but they're doing the best they can. And the biggest room for improvement, I think, that could be done in terms of the state of the game, more in-game stuff, because you said so yourself, you took a break, you come back, you're enjoying it a lot more. I think the reason why you enjoy it a lot is the more stuff you have to grind that's obviously realistic for you to get, the more of that you have to like work for it, the better it is. Once you get to like the end game, the actual end game, where I try to make guides and stuff, you eventually run out of stuff to grind for, and you kind of just like sitting around waiting for the new tier for like a month, maybe a couple weeks. And that's really boring downtime where you cannot really justify pushing anything or playing the game, since it'll be kind of a waste. But I think they need to do something more in terms of end game, something else for you to do once you've completed basically getting the latest tier, getting the latest set. What's next for you then? They need a direction for you to continuously like climb towards. But we'll see what they do. I think there's a lot of exciting stuff around the corner. We just gotta wait for it.
I completely agree with everything you just said. Honestly, a little more endgame content would be great, and I do like the way that they're going with things, so maybe everything will get better. It's already good as it is. But yeah, everything seems pretty good, and I'm quite satisfied with the state of the game. But related to that, what's something that you hope to see come to the game in the near future?
Well, similar to what I just said, something late game content, but something to come near the future.
Like anything specific?
I think you could recycle. This is a bit boring, but I think it could be fun for some old players. You could just recycle some old content to where you have a heroic version. You could have something above that where you as a player could go to.
Ooh.
I think Chuck left a suggestion where you can use your familiars in a raid and you get like an extra bonus or whatever, to where maybe you could go back to raid 1 and all the familiars are scaled up TS to your current TS. Similarly to how when you go into GVG and use a teammate, he has your TS. So you could go into like a raid and the enemy's TS will be scaled, well, whatever difficulty it is, will be scaled to your TS plus whatever certain amount you call it, I don't know, Nightmare or something like that, something above Heroic or Heroic 2.
Awesome.
Yeah, to where just like it adds that slight little bit of difficulty to it. It's not impossible, but it's just more of like a challenge. And the rewards don't even have to be. It can be cosmetics, it can be pretty much anything that devs want it to be. But I think that would be really, really great if they did something like that.
That sounds really awesome. I think that's, I've never really heard that that option. That sounds really cool. I would love to revisit some old content and actually have it be a challenge, because when I have to revisit old content just because I want to up tier something, like maybe an ancient or something.
Like familiars. Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, I have to go back there again, and it's kind of a bit lame.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a challenge, and maybe a little bonus. Like let's say they do have that. Let's say it is Nightmare or something like that, right? Maybe like a slight bonus to like item find and all that. Yeah, maybe nothing crazy, but like
small.
something.
Yeah. Even 10-20%, just something to like entice the player. Oh, I should try to like do this to reach that end game. You're kind of like, oh, I could get this extra bonus if I work a bit more on my familiars or whatever, so I can clear this difficulty in the old raid.
I think another thing that would be awesome is if they also added some rewards to that. Maybe like a unique mythic just for that one specific type that might have like elements added to it, or just something that you have to go back for and up tier. I think it'd be cool. That way it's like, oh man, I really want that, and it will feel like current, and it'll be something I want. So I think maybe adding like a specific little item as a reward, that'd be pretty cool. I think that's a great answer, honestly. And you said Chuck said that. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Chuck did a kind of suggestion to end the late, where he said like heroic is really not a challenge, because back in the day, the way the game used to work was world boss was endgame content, and if you didn't have the pets, the set, you couldn't really join a heroic world boss ever. And raid would be where you would go to farm stuff. But I think nowadays raid is like much harder than world boss.
Yeah, definitely.
And essentially world boss is the place to be carried, whereas in before raids would be the place where you could get carried very, very easily. So it's kind of like switched around a little bit. And obviously making raids slightly a little bit harder, or player only / familiar would add that nice little difficulty that we're looking for, I think.
For sure. What's one thing that you would change in the game if you could, by the way?
There's one thing I could change in the game?
Yeah.
Right. One thing. I'm going to say it just as it is. And make fishing so you can use multiple bait at once. It's so painful to do fishing. I love it. It's such a great thing. With fishing, going one thing at a time, it takes forever to load. Just something to cut the animations, even just something to make it faster. I would love. But if that was not an option, I'd say use 5 TG tokens. You climb at 5 levels, because at the moment you can only climb 1 level at a time. And it's really, really painful.
That's true. I always use one, like if I'm trying to climb leaderboard, because sometimes I do that. I'm always competing with Roasty. I actually have to use 1 token, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah. You lose out on a bunch of things.
No one wants to use 5 just to climb 1. It sucks.
Just to climb 1 level. And for points as well, if you're trying to get the most points possible, you should be using 1 thing at a time. You get it slower, but you get the most amount of points per thing used. But that's something I think that's important to change in the future.
That seems pretty cool. I think I would honestly, I hope they hear this because that would be really nice. A really nice change. I would love that change so much. I hate the one level. Fingers crossed, man.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so for the last and final question, how long do you plan to keep playing?
As long as I can, I guess.
Honestly,
if there's any reason, I wouldn't be able to play, whether it's like real life stuff going on, or I don't know, I lose my ability to move, I'll play with my mind or whatever. Just as long as I can keep playing the game and it's still enjoyable, I'm still gonna keep playing it. And there's no reason for it not to be enjoyable. It keeps going the direction it's going. So yeah.
Is this currently your favorite game, by the way?
Ooh, it's the game I played the most, but in terms of favorite game, I quite enjoy playing League of Legends. I know. That, yeah, go ahead and flame me. And
no. I love MOBAs. Yeah. I'm kind of trash at League. I play Smite. I used to be pretty good at Smite, but yeah, League's pretty awesome. I don't know the characters as much, but I've been trying to get into it as well. Yeah,
it's this thing. I've entered the path where I've been playing it for so long. I don't even know why I play it anymore.
I know that feeling.
Playing League for what, like 8, almost 9 years since season 2. And I know everything there is. I probably know more about
Season 2.
Bit Heroes. A long time I've been playing League. And maybe I'll be playing Bit Heroes in the future and not even know what I'm playing with. I'm like, gotta get this item. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'll still be playing it anyway. Just become part of my routine, I suppose.
Honestly, just to add this, not Bit Hero related. It's more you related. Yeah. I would love to see maybe you upload some League content as well. I would love to see that.
Ooh.
That'd be nice.
Maybe we'll see. There is. I do some occasionally once in a blue moon, where I think ages ago I uploaded YouTube videos for League. They might still be on there. I might have privated them. I'll have to check. But I do stream League like at least 3 times a year. That's consistent, right?
That's super consistent.
Once.
I would love to see it. Honestly, next time you do, just ping me, man. I'll check it out. I'd love to.
Yep,
and if you have any tutorial videos, I would definitely watch them because I do want to get better at League.
Yeah, I'll send them your way, no problem.
All right. Well, that's the end for this segment. Is there anything you want to say? Maybe link your socials or anything for the people?
Well, my YouTube, I don't even know my YouTube link. I know my Twitch one. It's twitch.tv/Antomanz. YouTube, if you just probably YouTube Antomanz, I'm sure you'll find my channel.
Yeah, every time I look up your videos, I just search up your name. So Antomanz for YouTube, guys, and twitch.tv Antomanz, right? That's who you are?
Yeah, /Antomanz.
Nice. All right, thank you so much, Anto. It was a pleasure having you. Have a good one, man.
No, you too. Thanks, man.
Peace.